What's up, guys? CT here, coming at you with my Panthers Chiefs preseason week 2 recap from last night. I want to get this out last night, but I was too tired, couldn't do it, and I'm getting it out now. So, Panthers beat the Chiefs 28 to 16, and I this was a good game for us. It started off slow. The first three drives on offense and defense were a little bit rusty, uh, but they got it going, and from that point on, I saw a lot of good things. But yeah, with the beginning, uh, Cam Newton was you could definitely tell he was rusty coming off with that ankle surgery, and the offense just was not clicking. You could tell the timing isn't quite there yet with all the receivers. It caught on later on, but it's definitely can get better, and that's what preseason's for. It's going to help us to get more reps in there. And they played the whole first half, so that was good for that. But yeah, the running game couldn't get going either. The first three drives, Cam Newton missed a wide open Kelvin Benjamin, which probably was going to be a touchdown or 70 plus yards or something crazy like that. But Kelvin was wide open. Cam just missed him. He's not going to miss that throw too often. Definitely, you could tell those guys are like BFFs right now. So I could see their timing and see them meshing really well here very quickly. But the defense was basically the same story as last week. They let the Chiefs offense, which was without Jamal Charles, let them drive down the field. There were some blown coverages, just like last week. Very irritating. Wide open receivers, wide open Dwayne Bowe several times in the first half. But they stepped up in the red zone and they held them to 2 field goals, which is good. Because as long as they can do that, our offense will wake up and they'll put the ball in the end zone and they'll give us the lead. And that's exactly what happened. Running game got going. Jonathan Stewart looked great tonight. That was great to see. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Uh, Fozzie Whitaker, how about that? He didn't come in till the second team came in. But man, that guy better make the team over Kenyon Barner. Kenyon Barner, maybe if you want him to try to be the return guy, don't really like that. I don't think he belongs on this football team. There's so many running backs. I see him being the fifth best running back. You don't need that many. So Kenyon Barner, I wasn't a fan of the pick when we picked him last year. So too small. He's just I don't, especially for our offense. I just don't see it working here in Carolina. I might be wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't see it working. What else is there to say? Who else really stood out to me? Luke Kuechly played well, like always. Greg Hardy got some pressure. Luke Kuechly got a sack. He said he's going to try to get some more sacks this year. But Slim Pickens back there with those those guys on the defensive line. Uh, yeah, Kraken gets some pressure, but couldn't get any sacks. But pressure, nevertheless, is all we needed. Alex Smith was under pressure all night long. Uh, Antoine Cason looked really good, especially coming up and making the tackles on the run game. All the DBs looked really good, especially the corners. And Melvin White looked really good tonight. Looked really good coming up, making the hits on the running game. Um, what else is it? Josh Norman. Uh, I want to talk about the Thomas Davis chewing him out. I understand. I see both sides to it. Uh, that's kind of some players. That's just the way they play. They talk trash. Now it doesn't need to get to the point where they're throwing flags on us. Now You know what I mean? And it doesn't need to get to the point where they're losing their composure. 'Cause that's the big reason why we lost to the 49ers in the playoffs last year. A lot of players, they got in our heads, and we lost our composure in the second half, especially. But yeah, but some players they talk trash as long as it's not crossing the line. I appreciate what Thomas Davis is trying to do, but don't make don't make a big scene about this. Just talk to him. You don't have to step up to him and challenge him right there on the spot. That's going to look like the Panthers chaos going on with the Panthers players fighting with each other, and they'll throw a flag on Thomas Davis for that. They will throw a flag on Thomas Davis for fighting his own teammate. So be careful for that. But man, I got a lot of respect for Thomas Davis. I love that dude. Very underrated. But Cam, yeah, he stepped it up after the first three drives, got the rust off, hooked up with Kelvin Benjamin on a nice big pass play. Then Jonathan Stewart punched it in two times, 2 touchdowns for Jonathan Stewart. That's good to see. Like I said, hopefully he can stay healthy. I don't know if he can. I'm not gonna put my money on it, that's for sure. But yeah, what else is there? Brandon Williams, big swole bones, looked good again tonight. Star Lotulelei got a stack. He looked very good. Yeah, overall just a solid game if you throw out that first quarter. Besides the defense stepping up in the red zone, that's always good to see. But they need to step it up sooner than that. They don't need to be giving up points on the first 2 drives. They're better than that. I know the offense wasn't helping them out any, but they're better than that. Let's go through the stats real quick. Kansas City, 19 first downs to our 21. 61 plays ran to our 56, 330 total yards to our 279, 225 passing yards to our 150, 105 rushing to our 129, 13 penalties for 131 yards. So they got a lot of penalties thrown on them. To our 4 for 32. Oh yeah, that reminds me real quick. Kelvin Benjamin gets that personal foul. I don't know what was said. Dude was probably chewing him. Was probably really aggravating him. But he needs to get used to that. People are going to do that. They realize, but the more they realize how good he is, the more they're going to do that. The more he needs to relax. I noticed that some. I think it was the Florida game last year when he was playing in college for FSU. He was going back and forth with someone. You could tell he was getting really mad. But anyways, that's fine. I like to see him. I like to see guys have that attitude, but not to the point where we're getting penalized for it. You know what I mean? Possession, they had the ball for 32 minutes and 12 seconds to our 27 minutes 48 seconds. They had 1 turnover to our 0. No turnovers. That's very good. Cam ran around too much. He came close to turning it over. I know that one time he almost got picked off. AJ Klein looked good. Picked off Aaron Murray. Almost ran it back for a touchdown. So yeah, a good all-around performance. Our starters outplayed theirs. In the end of the day, that's really what you're looking at, and our backups definitely outplay theirs as well. We outplayed them all around. And then Kansas City's a very good team, playoff team last year. I expect them to be back this year. But very good game. Saw a lot of good things. Saw a few bad things. Just the rust in the first quarter was really the only bad thing I saw in this game. Not the only bad thing, but that was the main thing. Everything else looked pretty solid. I liked what I saw overall tonight. Got the win, but that's not really the most important thing. The important thing was really how the starters looked and how we played overall as a team. And Cam got that rust off. I expect him to just. Oh yeah, one other thing, real quick. The receivers overall, and Greg Olsen didn't play tonight as well. Our top returning receiver from last year. So, Yeah, receivers looked really good tonight, and I think they're going to surprise people this year. I think our offense is a lot better than people think it's going to be. I think we're going to be a better team. I know people. So I saw on I think it was ESPN First Take. They were talking about how we were most likely to go from worst and from first in the division to worst. I don't see that happening at all. Uh, when you have the second best defense in the NFL, you're not going to finish last in your division. It's just not going to happen. And especially you got Cam Newton as your quarterback and Kelvin Benjamin, who I think is going to be a stud. And I think a running game is going to get going. It really started to get going in the second quarter tonight. And with Fozzie Whitaker running the ball over those guys, the backups really got it going as well. So really solid game. I liked what I saw, and I will come out with the recap next week against is it New England? I think it's New England. It's either New England. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's New England. If it's not New England, it's Pittsburgh. But whoever the hell we play in this next third preseason game, I will recap it. I will watch it, and I will give my thoughts on it. But good game, really solid. I liked what I saw tonight or last night. Panthers defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 28-16 in week 2 of the preseason. I'm CT. Keep pounding. Go Panthers.